Hey guys, welcome to my first video in a whole year. It's August 11th at the time of recording this, and I was getting ready to go to bed, but I decided I need to record this quick intro before the start of the video. So sadly, recording this video, or after I recorded it, I noticed that it has very subpar quality, and I just want to apologize for that. If you're watching on your cell phone, I don't think it'll be that big of a deal, but if you're watching on like a TV or a computer or something, I'm sorry. It's not going to look that great, but yeah, anyway. I'm thinking of different ways I could have recorded this, and that probably would have worked better. Sadly, hindsight is 2020, so yeah. I'm moving to college in 4 days, which is very scary. So hopefully I'll have time to get this video out before then. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Job. I'm here with my friend Ryan. Say hi, Ryan.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, he was on my Halo Reach campaign review that we did a year ago. This is my first video in a year, and it's a PUBG tier list. The most generic thing we could have chosen. But you know, we've been playing PUBG a lot. I don't have a job anymore. I got promoted, and then it wasn't working out, and you don't need to know all that. But I've had a lot of time on my hands, so Ryan and I we've been playing PUBG. It's my favorite battle royale. It's yours too, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think PUBG is a great game. We're gonna get right at this. Starting with the original PUBG map. It's called Erangel. Ryan, what do you think of this map?
I think it's a great map. A lot of good loot still. It's not overpowered loot, and it's not too bad of loot. And the terrain is really good. It's not too hilly, not too flat. It's really just classic. And that's what I like about it.
Yeah.
Even the fact that there's a giant island just off, like, south of it gives it, like, a unique feature to the map. That's why I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And this is the original, guys. It's not even the remastered. Yeah, I agree. This map is it was my favorite for a very long time until a map came out that overtook it. But I love Erangel. It's everything I want in a PUBG map. The locations are great. The balancing is, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's amazing. I think it belongs in S tier. What do you think?
I think S tier also.
Okay, all right. There it goes. All right. Then a map came out by the name of Miramar. Now it's a desert map. There's this one right here. And you know, when it came out, it had some hate. It definitely had some problems. And honestly, I didn't like it that much either. I always preferred the original. But it definitely grew on me over time, and I feel like they fixed a lot of the balancing. A lot of the loot, it was very hard to find good loot on this map, but I think that was part of its charm. It just feels like a wasteland. Like, I feel like that's what this map does good. And not to spoil anything, but I think it was improved upon. So yeah, I still think this map is really good. I don't think it's as good. What do you think, Ryan?
I think it reminds me of something straight out of the Mad Max movies.
Yeah.
I love it. But there are definitely some flaws, such as you'll go in some buildings in the middle of nowhere, and it's usually one or two buildings. And then there's like shotguns. Like, nobody uses the shotgun on that map. It should just be long range. Unless you're in a city, but I mean, these buildings you go to, they're not close to cities or in cities. They're completely on the outskirts of them, and I mean, loot. I gotta say, it's okay. Even at the mining area, I can't think of what that's called. The mining part on the east side of the map, but
Yeah.
I mean, you'll get mainly level 1, level 2, occasionally level 2 stuff, but it's okay.
I personally think it belongs in A tier. Low A tier, high B tier, I would say.
I got to go with B tier.
B tier. I'll go with B tier. Yeah. I think it's really good, but it does have flaws that I think were improved upon. So because the remastered version came out, which we'll get to close to the end of the video, we'll save those for later. All right. The next map that came out was the original Sandhawk, the jungle map. Now, for a while, I think this actually was my favorite map. I'll be honest. I really like this map. It really sucks that we can't play this version anymore. I will say that. What do you think, Ryan? I think this is an A tier map.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that one. A tier, or yeah, I would just keep it in an A tier. There were a couple flaws with it, but it was mainly just the balancing. At the beginning, it felt really overpowered, but then they just completely nerfed it. But that's in the remastered version. That can go along with textures and stuff, but I loved how they did the textures originally, especially whenever it would rain. It just really gave it that Vietnam kind of jungle aspect and just made the whole theme really great to play on. And I would love if PUBG could somehow bring back a section where you could play classical maps and remastered maps.
Yeah. But the color palette of Sandhawk is great. I mean, those bright greens of the grass and the trees mixed with the deep blues of like the ocean. I mean, it looked great. And yes, the loot is very consistent on this map. You're gonna drop and you're gonna have most of what you need. You might have to venture out and get some better stuff, but I think that's still great. More of a close quarters map because the lots of hills, lots of trees, lots of rocks. But I agree. I think it's one of the best PUBG maps still, even though we can't even play it anymore. Yeah. And then I started playing PUBG. I think it was in 2018, right before this map came out. Vikendi, is that what it's called? The snow map, the original one.
Oh, yes. Vikendi, I think is what it's called, but it had way more snow than the newer one.
Yeah. It took me a little bit to get into this map, I remember, but I remember really liking it by the end of its original cycle. One of the things that the remaster changed was the amount of snow, which originally I'm like, why would you take all the snow out of a snow map, you know? But I think this actually makes sense from a gameplay perspective because your player model is going to be a bit darker compared to the snow. And if, the snow, I mean, as you can see, that map is almost completely covered in snow, so you're going to be able to see someone anywhere. So, I mean, I feel like the remaster did improve that aspect, even if it doesn't really make sense to completely remove the majority of the snow on the map. But yeah, I remember there being some weapon balancing issues, maybe. I think maybe there were too many snipers that spawned. I think there were an abundance of health, or not health packs, I meant level 3 helmets.
Oh, yeah. Overpowered stuff.
Yeah. They kind of, in the remaster, they fixed some of the locations too, made them more interesting, removed a couple to space them out a bit. I think I would put this in B tier, but put it above the original desert map just a little bit. I think that's what
I would put it in A tier.
A tier?
Okay. Just, like, you could easily snipe people. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say easily, but I mean, there was good. It was sort of like the classical map. I mean, there were hills, there was flat land, but it was really good just for sniping if you wanted to snipe. It wasn't a huge close quarters map, besides mainly at Castle and at Cosmodrome, but I would definitely say S tier.
Okay. I was going to say B tier because I think the new snow map improved upon it. I'm gonna put. Let's meet in the middle and put an A tier. Let's put it here. Yeah. Still a great map in my opinion. It's just I think it was improved upon in the new the remaster. And then we get to Erangel remastered, which I think improved upon the original in every way. What do you say, Ryan?
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, it really balanced most of the vehicles out. It helped. I don't know. Almost felt like the newer map they released, the really flat map.
Yeah, TAEGO.
I would definitely keep it an S tier though, just because it really kept a balance at things.
All right.
But still made it enjoyable and close to the classical one.
Yeah, and they made the color palette more vibrant too. You know.
Yeah.
It's a better looking map now. Yeah. Would you say it's better than the original? I mean, the original still has that nostalgia factor for me because that's the first I played.
Yes, because it's the classic. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely say it. It gave it more of an update, a refurbish kind of feel to it. Fix some glitches and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And I love those sniper towers out in the middle of nowhere. Those gray towers, and then you just be running down a hill and then have some guys start shooting at you on the hill.
Yeah. But this map has a good amount of cover though, so you can hide behind.
Yeah.
Unlike later map we'll talk about. All right. Next map that was released was Karakin. I'm going to say Karakin. And this is the small desert map. Now, this is where things get a bit more iffy for me, personally. I feel like the small desert map, Karakin, this map definitely has a lot of problems, or maybe just things that weren't fleshed out enough. I feel like it was a bit too close range because, you know, it's a 2x2 map. And for instance, Miramar's like 8x8. So Miramar's 4 times the size of Karakin, you know. But 4 times in each direction. So I don't know what, but Karakin, now you can't play this map anymore, I don't think. I think Paramo, the volcano one, replaced it. Ryan, what would you say about this one? I kind of want to put it in C tier.
D. Instantly D. Yes. Okay. I enjoyed well, I don't know. I could see C, but D just because, I mean, the only real good aspect to it was the fact that it had like underground bunkers you could blow open and then get loot from. But overall, it just felt like such a quick map. Like you'd land usually next to somebody, and there's usually like 65 people, 70 people on the map, and have somebody shoot you. It just felt really fast paced. And then there's a city map later on we'll talk about, but that was well done because it felt like it was fast paced, but there was plenty of cover, plenty of places you could still explore, plenty of just, it just felt way better than how they did the desert map. I just did not enjoy that at all. I felt that it was very rushed. Good hiding though. I would say it did have good hiding, good rocks and hills and stuff, but there wasn't a lot of flat land. So, yeah, I could see it being a C tier.
Yeah. This map, it is definitely a lot more fast paced, and I prefer my good old slower paced PUBG maps up here. Because I just like slower paced games. I mean, Halo, original Halo. But yeah, it's faster paced, more close quarters. They also have sticky bombs in this map, which I feel like they're kind of useless other than blowing open walls.
Yeah.
They is it called the black zone, where like it's like,
Yeah, it demolishes homes.
yeah, it completely demolishes like a small location. I liked that aspect. I honestly wish they would add that in more maps along with the red zone. I'm surprised
Yeah.
that they haven't done that. I'm gonna be honest. I think the idea of completely destroying a location is kind of cool. No vehicles on
Psychopath.
this. What?
You psychopath.
Yeah. No, honestly, I don't know why they haven't done that. That's a cool idea to me. But there aren't any vehicles on this map either. There's those tunnels you can go into, but I feel like it's just not the same. I do kind of like the tunnels. I don't know. I would say C tier
Yeah.
personally, but I understand why you're saying D tier. So,
I'd say C tier though.
C
If you
tier.
want to keep it there. Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, tunnels are a nice aspect to get around quicker, but then you have people that would camp down there and instantly kill you. Sort of like the people on the highway, or not the highways, but it was usually the bridges. They'd always camp on the bridges and hide behind a crate and then just pop you on other maps, but
Yeah.
they just would usually just shoot down an open tunnel and bam, you're dead.
Yeah.
Better luck next time,
Yeah.
as the sign would read.
I've seen that all too many times.
Yeah.
Then the next thing that was released was the Vikendi remaster, the new snow map. I think it's, now that I've played it a lot, I think it's improved upon the original. I didn't at first because I didn't like how it looked because they removed most of the snow, but I feel like that's better from a gameplay perspective. I would say high A tier. Heck, if you wanted to put this in S because you were done with
Yeah.
you want to put it in S?
S, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Really
could see
good
what you
map.
mean by the snow being overwhelming,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of enjoyed the overwhelming amount of snow, but at the same time, yeah, it makes it easier to see players instead of them just wearing an all white ghillie suit and then pretty much instantly winning battles, because that's all it seemed like is
Yeah.
whenever you'd be in a firefight, you wouldn't know it'd be coming from, and then bam, it's the guy in the ghillie suit with the MG3 that would just instantly mow you down
Yeah.
and then win it because, oh, you could barely see him. But I think that since they took out some of the snow, it's easier to see some of the players and get better shots on them. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And some of I think, like, in the bottom left-hand corner of Vikendi, there was like the original Dino Park. They replaced it with Dino Land, like a whole, like they completely refurbished this location. Dino Land's a really cool location to me. The Abbey they put on top of that mountain. The top of the mountain was kind of bland in the original. They really fixed it by moving the Abbey up there. There was a location to the west of the castle that they removed to kind of space stuff out. I just think they improved upon it in every way. Yeah, I'm okay with S tier personally.
Yeah.
I would put it in high A tier. Heck, I think I would maybe put it as the best map in A tier. Maybe not. There's another map.
Yeah.
It might be, but all right. Now we move on to Sandhawk Remastered. Now, if you want to know how not to remaster a map, you can look at this one. I'm thinking D tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what they were
Bland.
thinking. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. No, I don't know if there's many people out here who agree. I watched someone else's video where they said they hated this, so I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, just everything about this map is just bland and boring now. I mean, like,
It's so colorless. It's all brown.
yeah, the color palette, it went from this beautiful bright green mixed with those deep blues of the ocean and the browns of the huts to just this poop green mixed with this, like, this like brownish orange as the dirt, and then I feel like the water is even darker now. It doesn't look it's not very pleasing to the eye. It's just I don't in the what they did with the weapons, like you can't find anything useful on this map, you know? It's
Yeah, they completely nerfed it.
yeah. They did add the loot truck so you can like, shoot explosives at it and get some loot. I don't remember finding anything that worthwhile out of it, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, people would still come for you anyways and try to kill you if they heard shots.
It just draws attention to yourself. Like,
I mean, it was a good concept, but poorly executed.
Yeah, they could have made it.
Yeah, the only good place to find good loot anymore now is just boot camp. That's it.
Yeah, I mean,
without alerting yourself.
But I mean, everywhere else you can't drop somewhere and get a decent amount. Like like you have to go to one of these big locations, which is not for me. So D tier, I think I'm looking. Yeah, it's the worst PUBG map now. I hate to say it. I prefer Karakin over. I mean, I'll be honest. I prefer Karakin over new Sandhawk, and it's a shame because I mean Sandhawk up here. I mean, it was my favorite map at one point. I mean, I loved this map, and then they ruined it. So this is second place to Halo CE anniversary for being worst remaster. You want to know how not to be faithful to the original? Look at CE anniversary, and then right behind it, you look at Sandhawk remastered. Okay, now we get to Paramo, which is the volcano map. Now, this map had some good concepts, like, the dynamic locations, changing them around with each different match that you do. It was a good concept. And, the concept of a volcano map, like, whoa, that's pretty cool, Lava running through the map, maybe catching stuff on fire, that's a cool idea, right? Well, unfortunately, in my opinion, it kind of falls flat. What do you think?
I would put it at a C. I think the loot is okay.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really actually feel that fast pace of a map. Like compared to the small desert map, it didn't feel. It felt more open though. But I love the fire aspect and the ideas that there were still decently big buildings there that you could go into and get some decently good loot.
Yeah, I mean, and then that with the concept of the locations changing, when I heard that, I'm like, bro, that's amazing on a volcano map especially. But in general, the locations changing around and like, oh, this place that was on the east side of the map is going to be in the north side of the map this time. I mean, that's a really cool idea. The problem with it is there's nothing that unique about these locations. It's just like, it doesn't really matter where they are. Like, it's not going to change the course of the game, It's I would say C tier. Would you say it's better than Karakin? I don't really know.
Oh yeah, I would. Okay. Yeah. I mean, there's just a slight difference of feature, and that's just being how quickly paced the game is. And every time I've ever been in that volcano map, it feels usually like it takes longer than Karakin. For sure.
It's just like, when is this match going to be over? That's what I feel like when I'm playing Paramo. And it's not that it's that bad of a map. It's just like, you see the potential and you see the potential and how it was kind of not executed very well. So, well, those were some not very good maps that we just talked about. Now something that's a bit better. We have Haven, the 1x1 very small city map, which I always wanted a city map in PUBG. This isn't exactly what I wanted, but I think it's good. Like, I would put it in high B tier.
I would put it in the A tier.
A tier?
Yeah. I think the fact that, yes, it is a small map, but it's not that fast-paced, and you can also kill some of the guards, which do drop, like, level 3 stuff and good loot. And you can also go find tons of stuff in the buildings. You can always use shotguns, rifles. You can go on roofs and snipe. That's why I just love that map. It was a
Yeah.
it seems small, but it really was not that fast paced of a map. That's why I enjoyed it so much. There was good hiding spots. I love the textures. Textures weren't that bad. I enjoyed them. It was just the bots were kind of a pain, but once you kill them, you
Yeah.
got some pretty good loot.
I think the bots were maybe a little bit too bullet spongy, maybe a little
Yeah.
bit, or maybe I just suck at the game, or maybe they were too good at hitting. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
It felt like original Rainbow Six. If you played that game, I know Ryan hasn't, but I have it in here. I don't know where it is. It's buried somewhere in this mess of a room that I have right now because but the original Rainbow Six, that game, it was revolutionary for the type of shooter it was. But I can't enjoy. I love that game, but I just can't enjoy it because of how difficult. That's what these bots remind me of. You die in 2 seconds and you don't know how. It's like it's not as bad as Halo 2 Sniper Jackals, favorite game of all time, but yeah, I feel like the bots maybe were a bit too OP, or the bots AI. I'm not going to call them bots because bots are are AI that are trying to be human like. These are AI that are just actually AI part of the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would put it in B tier, but I think we can put it in A tier. It is fast paced. It didn't feel as fast as Kirakin Roy. I don't remember it being that fast, which is good for me. Heck, we'll put it in an A tier because I like its setting. I like what it tried doing. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about it. It lacks replay value just because of how small it is.
Yeah. And how they just would take it off because it was seasonal too.
Yeah,
I
that
just
also
wish there was a feature where you could go back and just replay like random maps, which would include that instead of just having it been seasonal.
I don't really know why they did the seasonal thing. I don't know why they just didn't keep them all in.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that. All right. Next map that came out, which just came out recently, was Miramar Remastered. Now, I think this improves upon the original in every single way. It looks better. There are some kind of blurry textures. Like, I feel like it just feels like it doesn't load in correctly. Maybe that's a problem. But I feel like it fixed most of the weapon scarcity problems I had with the original. Let's see. I feel like it. What else did it do? I mean, it doesn't really try changing anything up that much. It's just better. I feel. I would put this in A tier. I would put this at the top of A tier.
Yeah.
It
was flat, but had some hills and stuff.
Yeah. We just got done playing this tonight, like as we're speaking. It's August 11th. Who knows when this video will be uploaded? Hopefully soon. I'm moving to college in 4 days, so I don't know. But we just got done playing this. And let's talk about this match experience. We were playing the squads with these 2 random people. These guys were pretty good. Better than I was, that's for sure. I was getting some decent, I think I found some bots though on the map, so it was kind of me. I don't like that idea of having bots in these maps, but whatever. I saw a lot of them too, but I was getting some decent, it was fun. Like we got to the last, we got to us and this other team were left. Then you, Ryan, and one of the dudes died, and then me and the other guy were alive. This dude barely survived, and we were behind this rock, and we're like, oh, we're gonna heal and we're gonna go down this hill and we're gonna kill these dudes. That's what we're gonna do. Well, then we just kind of died out of nowhere. We're like,
yeah.
And then it says I got hit by a vehicle. Hit by a vehicle? There's no vehicle. Well, I look, and these 2 dudes are on these invisible. I hope I have the video of this. I was recording it. they were on this invisible vehicle. I don't know if they're hacking. I've never seen that in this game. This is the
Yeah,
first time I've ever seen that. But that was really stupid. Not to
and they
dog
were
the
on the
map.
opposite side too.
Yeah, it's like we could have won that game, and I'm really
Yeah, it
mad.
was like right at the end.
I was really mad. Not to dog the map, but I don't know if that's
Yeah,
some sort of glitch that it has now. I don't know, but Miramar Remastered, very good. I would say it's better than Vikendi Remastered. I would put Vikendi Remastered right here above Sandhawk. But you're okay with putting it in S, so I'll put it in S because he wanted it to be. And that was my favorite map at 1.2, I think, actually. But Erangel is always the greatest, so.
yeah.
All right, last map we are going to talk about. There's a new PUBG map coming out at the end of this year, I think. We're not going to get to that probably because, you know, I'm not going to wait 5 more months to do this video. So. But TAEGO, this new map, a very interesting map. When I first played it, it felt very dull to me. I was like, what? Once you figure out the strategies you can use on it, it gets more interesting. So this map is Sniper Alley, let me tell you. I feel like this map tries too hard to be Erangel. It's like Erangel with like a pinch of Sandhawk. That's what this feels like. Very interesting setting. I would put it in high B tier. That's where I would put it.
Yeah.
I think I still think it's pretty good. I just feel like some things need to be changed. One, yeah. I feel this is the only map I'll say this. The loot is way like they need to fix it. Like there was this one time where Ryan and I were playing and I went into this warehouse. I counted, there were like 8 health packs on the ground, along with all this other stuff. Like it is like no location in the map should have 8 health packs, period, let alone in one building. Like
yeah,
they need to fix it. But whatever. Besides that, like I was carrying like 10 health packs during that run because I had level 3 everything. That's another thing. You can find level 3 stuff pretty easily too. They need to fix the balancing. I feel like the map's a bit too flat and there's not enough cover. Add in some hills, add some more cover.
Add some rocks.
What?
Add some rocks.
Yeah, add rocks.
Yeah, you're completely right. There literally is no cover. Even hay bales. There's snipers just like all the time on the hills, like on the little hills that there are, especially by terminal, and they'll just pick you off one by one as you're going towards it.
Yeah, what I liked about Erangel was that leading from the flat areas, like there are areas of the map where on the outskirts of towns you have these little trenches that you can walk through. That gives you some cover when you're walking out of the town. When you walk out of the town, oh, there's a little field and there's hay bales. You can hide behind the hay bales and you won't get shot through the hay bales. Maybe that's not completely realistic. I think Demolition Ranch did a test in real life. I want to say some of the guns made through the hay bales. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember. It's probably been like over a year since I saw that video, but I remember Demo Ranch had a video on that. But maybe that's not completely realistic, but hey, it works. Add in some hay bales as cover. Add in bushes so you can hide in them. I know there's a decent amount of bushes. Maybe add more. Add taller grass. Add in random shacks places. Erangel had random shacks littered throughout. More cover. There you go. More places for you to get murked in. For me. But yeah. One thing that I think is completely pointless about this map that they are trying is the respawn system. Now I respect them trying new things and whatever, and wars. Like I like Call of Duty Warzone. I like PUBG better, of course. It has you go to the gulag when you die and you have a chance of making it back in if you make out, whatever. The problem with PUBGs is that, Ryan and I were playing it tonight. He died. I died shortly after, but it said that he had 8 minutes. Like we had just started the match. He had 8 minutes before he could go to the gulag, quote unquote, or the prison or whatever it is. I've never been to it. But At that point, you're just gonna exit the match and find a new one faster.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason to do it. And doesn't it have like really bad loot in that area or something? I heard.
Oh yeah, it depends on the area. Even some of the bigger places you go to won't have that good of loot. Like the airport, I know never really had that good of loot, but then some of the towns like on the out or not towns, but like the little homes, the 2 to 3 homes in that like a little section of homes would have some decently good loot until you just hit the next home.
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like the respawn system's kind of pointless. They need to fix something about it or just remove it. I mean, there's no reason to have it, honestly. There is a
Yeah.
self-revive thing they added. It's extremely rare, so I've only used it once, and I died right afterwards because I'm not very good at this game. But yeah, it's a good map. It just needs to fix some things. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So you're okay with B tier?
Yeah, I'd say B tier.
All right. All right, guys. I think that'll do it for this video. I want to see your tier lists in the bottom comments. I want to see where you would rank them and everything. You know, maybe it's controversial that we'd have Karakin and Paramo so low. Maybe some of you like remastered Sandhawk. Not sure why you would like remastered Sandhawk.
No.
Maybe some of you do. Some people like Halo, as I mentioned before, some people like Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. I think it completely ruins the original vision of the game aesthetically. But that's just my opinion. I want to hear your opinions in the comments, all right? Yeah, this was a fun video. I'd love to do more tier lists of stuff. I'm not sure what those would be. Tier ranking, I don't know.
Yeah.
Tier ranking GTA 5
Weapons.
cars. That'd be the lamest tier list ever.
It would be so long.
Yeah,
They've done so many.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed this. It was fun. And I look forward to the next PUBG map that will come out also. I hope that it's better than TAEGO. I think it can be. Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. And I'll see you in the next one, whatever it might be. All right, see you guys later. All right. Went a little longer than I thought it would.
Yes.